Three, two, one. Happy New Year!
Yay!
And happy Boys in the Berg Day!
Yeah.
Yeah! So, welcome to Boys in the Berg, the podcast all about Pittsburgh and these boys that are sitting right here in this room. Yes, we both did used to play middle school football, but no, we are not as famous as the Kelsey brothers. But still,
Speak for yourself. I played high school football.
so yep, we are here to talk about an episode because we are recording this on December 30th. So it will be the new year when this comes out. So why not talk about the new year?
Let's do it.
And a bunch of New Year's traditions that we do, everything along those lines. Even our 2025 goals, what we want to talk about, or even what we want to do in general for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like 2025. What's in store for us? You know what I mean?
You know what? I feel really good that we're going to have so much to talk about on this podcast. Guys, we have a shared notes between me and Chris that goes on for about what? It's got to be 6 pages long by now, including all the movies we're going to break down.
Yes, it's very long, and we will include a little teaser right now. We will include a movie that I don't know if a lot of people have seen it, but we're gonna find out, I guess. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start off talking about the stuff to do in Pittsburgh during the New Year's, or the New Year's traditions of what happens in the Pittsburgh area. So, no better to start with a person that lives in North Carolina right now. So, JJ.
Everyone knows about First Night. I mean,
My name is Chris Speranza. This is JJ Speranza.
Hello,
now
everybody.
Now we know who's talking.
You can tell because our voices are very distinct, and yet at the same time, we sound exactly alike. It's really weird. It happens.
It does. You were saying First Night. I'm so sorry, but I just need to, tell people who's talking.
That's fair. No, and I have nothing to say about First Night because I have never gone to one.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Next topic.
It's fun. It's an event in downtown Pittsburgh. They do fireworks and stuff. It's like a mini Times Square deal. That's all you have to know. It's just a fun thing to do in Pittsburgh.
From what I remember, I did First Night Pittsburgh a very long time ago. At this point, maybe 15 years ago or so. I ended up doing it with the person I was dating at the time, and they were very prepared. So apparently a couple weeks before, you could get tickets to all these different events that they have going on in the different theaters. So it gives you an opportunity to just go to the different theaters and just see what's going on. I don't remember what the shows are to save my life, but I do remember being in downtown Pittsburgh when they were doing the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it was just madness of just people drinking. And this was like 18-year-old me just walking around, just seeing just people drunk maybe for like the first time in my life. Or I don't remember.
18 years old, seeing people drunk for the first time. That's pretty impressive, not going to lie.
And I don't mean to jump back, but how was your Christmas?
Oh, it was so much fun. So in case anyone didn't know by my Facebook posts, I love to cook, and I got to cook 3 huge meals. I did a 7 fishes of the sea for just me and my wife. I did a Christmas Day ham with a bunch of sweet potato casserole, and we did a little bit of the Italian tradition, a little bit of the Southern tradition, and it was just a great time. I'm cooking again tomorrow. I can't wait for it.
Now, didn't you have a certain secret Santa?
I did have a certain secret Santa. It was none other than one of the boys in the Berg, Chris Speranza.
And then my secret Santa was none other than one of the boys in the Berg, JJ Speranza.
And Chris is wearing a amazing shirt that his secret Santa got him.
Mm-hmm. I took a selfie of it, and I will post it on social media, and just just to show everyone the shirt. So
It's not our logo. We couldn't get the logo to fit because Chris and I both tried, and I just kind of went, okay, we'll use a photo from the past, like just a fun photo.
yeah, apparently Amazon, they're just like, oh, this photo's too small. It's not 1,000 by 1,000, whatever measurements they use. It's like, well, screw you. Make it work.
So
You're the internet.
It's a picture of us from WrestleMania in what, 2012?
It's WrestleMania 29. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In New York City. Well, New Jersey, but kind of New York City.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a wonderful photo. It's a wonderful gift. I appreciate it. And then you got your gift of the Steelers apron and chef hat.
Yeah, and a cookbook all about Western Pennsylvania, which I've been like going crazy reading because there's some really good recipes in there.
Specifically, Southwestern Pennsylvania. That is the title of the book.
Yeah, and there's Southwest Pennsylvania facts at every single page, which is really fun. And that actually gets me on to one of the New Year's Day traditions, actually New Year's Eve / New Year's Day traditions that is in Pittsburgh, mostly in Pittsburgh because of the German heritage. Pork, sauerkraut, hot dogs, and kielbasa.
A schnitzel.
It's not a schnitzel.
We use our schnitzel.
I think he was a key.
I like gold.
But that is it's usually served with mashed potatoes, and the reason why is because it's nice and hearty and salty, and it goes really good with alcohol, and it calms everything down when you eat it. So it's just a really good food. Do you usually do that for your New Year's?
So I'm gonna try something different this year. So it's like, okay, I understand the sauerkraut and pork. That is a German tradition, as a German thing for the New Year's. But I don't really like pork. I think it kind of tastes really weird. So we're gonna do the sauerkraut, but we're gonna do. I got a whole thing. I went shopping at Giant Eagle. Okay. And they have sections already out for one, the Good Luck Pretzel, which I will get into.
Oh, yes, please.
And then the other one was they had a section already out for sauerkraut, for pork, for Polish sausage.
Oh, wow.
That was the other one. And hot dogs and everything. So we're going to just try and do the sauerkraut, hot dogs, and the Polish sausage. Well, kielbasa, which I spell kielbasa incorrectly this whole time.
It's a really weird word to spell.
It is super weird. It ends with an A. But but when you say it, it's like kielbasa. And it's like kielbasa.
Kielbasa, yeah.
Kielbasa. So it's like if like
in Bombay.
In Bombay. it's like if like your grandmother was just like, oh, would you like a kielbasa?
Actually, yeah. In a Pittsburgh accent? Heck yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. So we're just going to do the hot dog. We're going to do the kielbasa. We're going to do the sauerkraut. And I'm going to avoid the pork. I don't care for pork. That's not my religious thing. It's just I don't like it.
And there's nothing wrong with kielbasa, hot dog, and sauerkraut. Now, my question to you as a Heinz fan, do you do ketchup, mustard, or both on your hot dog with sauerkraut?
Great question. I would say I use ketchup and mustard. I don't mind using both of them. I mean, when I go to, first of all, when I go to Sheetz and I get the 2 hot dogs, I'll usually get like.
This. I was hoping you were going to say this.
I will get the ketchup and mustard with the sauerkraut on it. But I started making like my hot dogs at home, like the buns, and not making the hot dogs, but like heating them up. And they are so much better than Sheetz. Sheetz shorts you out on ketchup, and it's kind of annoying, but
they're 2 for $1.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that about Sheetz. I don't like crapping on Sheetz because they sent us pop sockets and t-shirts and everything in the past. So I don't like crapping on that.
And you know what, dude? They put our Sheetz in down here. I probably ate like 100 hot dogs that first month they were open.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I got a bonus at my job, like some kind of like a little bit of extra money. And I was just like, so I can either use this bonus to buy 500 Sheets hot dogs.
This was my unit of measurement for quite some time.
Just like anytime you get like a tax return, just like, all right, that was a big tax return. I can either pay off a bill or get 2,000 hot dogs.
Yeah, I actually owed the government about 2,000 hot dogs.
So I do want to get into a picture that I took of the Giant Eagle Bakery section of the Good Luck Pretzels.
Before you do
yes.
that, can I tell you something gross?
Yes.
My favorite is the hot dog kibasi. Oh my gosh, hot dog sauerkraut and ketchup. Unless I'm at Sheets, where it's hot dog sauerkraut and boom boom sauce.
Boom, boom, and that's it. And that's the noise I make after I eat it.
That's exactly what happens. I go to work and I go, oh, boom boom.
But don't worry, I once got hot dogs just plain with just boom boom sauce one time.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad. Boom boom sauce is not spicy. It's not. It's the boom. That's all.
It's flavored mayonnaise.
Boom.
Oh my god. Oh man. Okay, so back to Giant Eagle and the bakery.
I have to say that's from Gears of War. There's a boomer.
Yes, and they go boom.
They say boom. Okay, so here's the picture that I took. So as you can tell in the photo, and I'll put this on social media. There are pretzels that have sprinkles on them, and then there are pretzels that are kind of like a cinnamon roll that kind of have like a white icing on there.
That's the best one with the white icing.
But I also found out there are like Good Luck pretzels that you can make that are like pepperoni and cheese, kind of like a pepperoni one.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know this.
Yeah, and here is the history straight from the History Channel website about the Good Luck pretzel, New Year's pretzel. Here you go, so you can see it.
There it is. Yep.
All right. German Americans who aren't eating pork and sauerkraut on January 1st are probably enjoying a special New Year's pretzel instead. The German good luck symbol, which some say dates back to the early 20th century in Sandusky, Ohio, is more sweet than savory, topped with a glaze rather than salt and often served at breakfast or brunch. Pittsburgh Magazine says the pretzel, which can also be punctuated with nuts and candied fruit, is said to bring good luck for the coming year.
That's genius. Genius by Giant Eagle.
And there was one, when I was doing my research, it took me to Reddit, and there was one Reddit post that was talking about that, and I never heard this before. I don't think I've heard anyone say this before. They said, don't cut the pretzel. You have to tear into it or it's bad luck.
You know what? I read that recently too, and I never have ripped into it. We've always cut it.
Maybe that's why.
It all makes sense now.
We found the secret. Carissa, throw away our knives.
No, not that one. Not that one. I did read that another reason why, along with that, that's a really great explanation. Thank you for pulling that up. Anything that is circular, a food that is circular, is supposed to be good luck, and you're supposed to eat it in the new year because it's supposed to be like, a full year, a full circle kind of deal.
No, it does make sense. Full circle. And let me see if I have the one for the pork. Okay. Let's see. While Southerners may dig into Hoppin' John, those in
Hoppin' John and Jumping Jack.
I don't know what the last thing said before that, but it says those in parts of Pennsylvania and Ohio savor slow-cooked pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day. The dish is said to bring good luck and progress because pigs are known to root forward or move ahead, while sauerkraut is made with cabbage, which is tied to symbolic riches and prosperity and a long life thanks to its long strands.
I'm going to tell you a secret, Chris.
Go ahead.
Hot dogs, if you get the right ones, have pork in it, so you're going to be okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, isn't this very similar to the Southern tradition of like the black-eyed peas?
In a way, yeah. Black-eyed peas are a tradition with collard greens. They love collard greens down here. I do too. Collard greens are amazing. I can see why. But the Black Eyed Peas, because they have the circle, the black eye in the pea, that's why it's good. You're supposed to eat 365 Black Eyed Peas New Year's Day.
There was a podcast I was listening to this morning that talked about how the Black Eyed Peas is supposed to resemble like the coins that you get for the future riches, and then what was the other thing you said?
Oh, others will even add a coin to the pot for the peas to cook in, and that said, whoever gets the coin in their dish will leave the most luck in the coming year.
Or the collard greens is supposed to represent like the cash that you get in the future.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at all these traditions. And I have to tell you, I love New Year's. Like, I think it is so much better than Christmas. I don't know why. There's no stress. There's just like just you relax. You just party the night away, and it's a great time.
Dude, I was talking to coworkers. Some of their traditions are they watch Friends the whole night. One of them watches all the Harry Potter movies starting that morning, and then that night at midnight they end the series. Like, there's so many cool traditions that people do for the new year because it's such a relaxing holiday.
3, 2, 1. Oh,
Something me and Katie and I started doing 3 years ago when we first moved down here. They do a Wrightsville plunge, which is New Year's Day at 12 o'clock. You jump into Wrightsville Beach in the ocean. And we've been doing that for a while now. They do one in Pittsburgh on the Monongahela.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm not going in the Monongahela. I think I'll be okay. I'll jump in the shower at midnight.
Shower bear swim.
So you were talking about movies a little bit. So I do want to talk about movies because there are New Year's Day movies.
Yeah,
and Carissa and I this year. Carissa is my wife. Carissa and I this year. Wicked does come out tomorrow on digital download or whatever you call it now. So
yeah, for $30.
Yeah, so I bought it.
That's true. It cost us $70 to go to the movies the other day, so it's all good.
Holy shit! Why?
Well, we went to see Wicked, which was $30, and then we got popcorn, drinks, and some candy, and that was $40. So $70 altogether.
Bro, dollar store, sneak it.
They didn't put the prices up. I was just like, oh, popcorn and drinks. That sounds good. Oh, candy, save $2.
Then they gave me $2. Yeah. Save $2 for $40,
and we threw away the candy.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Wicked.
Wicked's a good movie. I liked it. It was very fun. We're gonna watch it on New Year's Eve, and it'll be great. But I want to get into the greatest New Year's movie of all time.
Tell him, Chris. Tell him.
The movie starring Tim Roth as a bellboy. The movie known as 4 Rooms, directed by 4 different directors. One in particular, Quentin Tarantino.
That's it. And Rodriguez? So
I was kind of watching a bunch of YouTube videos just to try and get prepared. There are like 3 different directors. So go ahead. What's the premise of the movie?
Well, good old Teddy Boy has to go to 4 different rooms, and something wacky happens in each room. One, he finds a coven of witches that he has to appease. The next is a husband and wife that are doing a sexual fantasy with a gun that he has to intervene in. The third is a gangster guy played by Antonio Banderas, and him and his wife are going out for the night, and he pays Ted to watch the kids, who are hellions. And they, I won't go into the detail of what they find. And then last but not least, the Quentin Tarantino room, where Quentin Tarantino plays a very famous movie star and has Bruce Willis hanging out with him.
And this all happens in a hotel room on New Year's Eve night. Yes. And a bunch of mayhem just happens. Yes. And I'm going to rewatch this movie this year, and just to kind of give people like an idea of just a little snippet of the movie. This is the part where Ted the bellhop is, and this is his first day on the job. He ends up, after he is gets done dealing with these kids who where Ted finds like a dead hooker in the bed, and then the kid like grabs the drug needle that was in the hooker and stabs Tim Roth in the leg with it. And then Tim Roth calls his supervisor who's at home like getting high or something and talks about his night. So let's go ahead and listen in.
Okay, Ted, what's the problem?
Hello, Betty. What's the problem? I haven't got a problem. I've got fucking problems. Plural. Want to hear?
Sure.
Well, most recently, there's room 309. There's this scary Mexican gangster dude poking his finger in my chest. There's his hooligan kids snapping their fingers at me. There's a putrid, rotting corpse of a dead horse stuffed in the springs of the bed. There's rooms blazing afire. There's a big fat needle from God knows where stuck in my leg, infecting me with God knows what. And finally, there's me, walking out the door, right fucking now. Buenas noches.
That's the movie in a nutshell, Tim.
And that's only one room.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Good, dude. He didn't tell me which one it was before he played it. That was a good quote.
It is a very good quote because Carissa and I, we were just sitting there and we were looking, my wife, of course, and we're looking at our house and this brand new house that we bought. Not new, but like, you know, this house was built in 1935 and
that's not new.
yeah, we're looking at stuff to do to the house. And Carissa's like, oh, there's so much to do. And I'm like, well, here's the deal, Carissa. I don't have a problem. We have fucking problems.
Oh my god, so good. So good.
But the movie is it's weirdly paced if you do watch it.
Well, yeah, it's 4 different directors.
It is 4 different directors. I would say the and what do we say? The first room is about the Coven of Witches, where they're in the room and they're doing a ritual, and then Madonna comes out of it. Which sounds crazy. I think that room is pretty cool.
I can't think of she had a name, but it wasn't like Aphrodite's. It was something like that. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. The second room talking about the people having that sex experience, but it's like foreplay or whatever, and he has a gun. The point I'm getting to is, how would you rank the rooms?
Man.
I'm just trying to give a description so they're not just like, what is he talking about? Like
from 4 being the least and 1 being the best. The first scene it's good, it's funny, but it's like very, it's an acquired taste. So I would say that this the least of the most exciting rooms. I would put it's tough because the Quentin Tarantino one, it just builds a lot of suspense and it just all builds up to one moment.
Yes, it's weird. So I watched the clip again. So what happens is Ted is in the room and Quentin Tarantino's in there. And it's just typical Quentin Tarantino stuff. It's just a lot of bull crapping and fast talking. And eventually they get to a point where a guy says, if I can flick my lighter and light it 10 times in a row, then I get this rich guy's car. And if I miss during one of the times, I will get my pinky chopped off. And the movie ends with them building up to this scene. Like it takes like 10 minutes for them to finally get to the point of them chopping off the finger. Like, do you remember from Django Unchained where he was just like, so if I shake your hand, this is going to happen.
It's a lot like that.
It's a lot like that. And then what happens is, there you go. All right, 3, 2, 1, start. He flicks the thing. The lighter doesn't go. The bellhop chops the guy's pinky off immediately and runs away.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so excited to watch that movie again. It's a tradition. And I found this movie because I was on a Quentin Tarantino kick when I was like 22 years old, and I just watched it randomly, and I was like, this is the greatest movie ever to watch on New Year's. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So my rankings. I know you didn't finish your rankings, but
it's all right. I didn't know how to finish it anyway.
No, you'll agree with me. The best room is Antonio Banderas' room.
Yes,
that's easily the best. I would probably say the second best is, I'm gonna just straight up say, the Quentin Tarantino room.
You know what? I agree with you. Yeah.
Third is the foreplay one,
Yeah.
and then last is the witches, which is a shame because they start off the movie with that one.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It just gets better as it goes on. But dude, I hope you guys end up watching it too. I'll text you and be like, "Are you watching it? Are you watching it?"
Mhm. Well, we're gonna be like, we're watching Wicked. Ah.
I actually really enjoyed Wicked. That was a really fun movie.
No, it was fun. It's hard to do like fantasy now, and they did a really good job with the fantasy genre.
Did you watch clips of the sing along ones though?
Yeah, those people are crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just want to sit there and watch my movie.
Yeah. And what else do I have on here? I'll look at my notes here.
Well,
There's what. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I insist.
Okay. I will.
So I.
I
Sorry,
will.
I had to.
I will finish off my tradition for one that I actually did before we started recording. I forgot that I watch the Disney parks fireworks during the New Year's. Don't hang your head at me. Don't you dare hang your head at me.
For more information, the podcast Nerd Mouse.
Nah. So yeah, I realized. So what they do in Disney is they actually do the fireworks starting on the 30th and the 31st. They do one show at 6:30 p.m. and then they do one at like
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant the show just kept going until the new year.
No. They do like a 10-minute fireworks show, one at 6:30 and one at like 11:50, and it ends by counting down to the new year. And Disney parks, when it's like New Year's, it's freaking insane. Like the parks, they open till like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and there's just DJs in every corner, just and it's not like the music where it's just like, oh look, it's Frozen on the blah, blah. Like it's party music, and people are just partying around in Magic Kingdom, or if you want to have alcohol involved, in Epcot, which is where they have the alcohol where you could just walk around and just party. Like you could party, and like they have something called like the World Showcase. And I remember one year I was watching a streamer, and they go to the China Pavilion, and there's a dragon with smoke blowing out of its mouth like above the DJ. just like, let's party.
Now, is it all kid friendly for the most part, or is like, you go to Epcot for the adults?
I would say Epcot for the adults, because Magic Kingdom, they don't serve alcohol there unless you go to a sit down restaurant. So I think you're gonna have more fun in Epcot.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. But if you have kids, like the regular Magic Kingdom, but I mean, either way, it sounds like a great time.
Well, that's why they do the fireworks show at 6:30 and also like 11 o'clock, because for the kids who are not going to stay out late,
Yeah,
mhm,
that's true.
they know what they're doing. They've been in the biz for a while.
Hey, speaking of fireworks, before I go on that tangent though, anything else about Disney you wanted to mention for New Year's?
Why?
I was going to go into what show do you guys usually watch? Like, what's your channel? Do you guys just go on YouTube and watch Around the World, or do you watch like Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve by Planet Fitness?
Oh, great question. So what Carissa and I do, and our mom, the mom got us into this. We put on CNN and we watch Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper just take shots of tequila every hour until it hits midnight, and they just are drunk the entire time.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, if you put on CNN, it's just these two gay men just taking shots and having the time of their life, and it's amazing.
Anderson Cooper's gay?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just take shots the entire time, like every hour. They're like, it's shot o'clock.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. I saw a commercial for them. Excuse me. I saw a commercial for those two, and they were like laying on a rug and promoting it. I was like, why are they doing? This makes more sense.
Yes, they just take shots every hour, and it's fantastic.
I will have to watch that. We usually just put on YouTube and usually just do our own thing, but I will definitely have to watch that.
Mm-hmm. I would say, so what I usually do is I'll put on CNN, and then we'll watch that. And then when it's close to the fireworks going off, I'll put on the Disney fireworks on my phone while also watching that. And then midnight hits, and Carissa's like, "Kiss me," and I'm like, "The fireworks aren't done yet in Disney."
Oh my god! Just so everyone knows, he's not joking.
I'm not.
He's not joking. Like, this is true. It's funny because I think about, like, whenever we were kids, we used to do, like, we'd make like fun bags and pop them in the new year, or we'd go outside. No, Chris and I grew up in the country, so we'd go outside and shoot shotguns. Like,
How's this work? My shoulder.
Yeah, you rub some dirt in it. You're fine.
I remember shooting shotguns, but I've gone on too many tangents. What's yours?
Oh man, just a couple things. Have you ever heard of smash plates?
What?
So there's a tradition. There's a tradition where you smash something in a bunch of different countries, but one cool thing is called smash plates, where you get a plate that you don't really care about. You go to the store and buy like a real cheap one. You write a bunch of fun stuff on it about, like, you know, stuff you want for the new year or stuff you want to leave behind in the old year. And at midnight, you smash the plate.
So like Roger Rabbit, when he's like in the piano bar and he just keeps grabbing a plate and goes, "No pain, no pain."
It's like that,
no
just not on your
pain.
head. There's another one where you don't have to sit under a table, but the tradition is, and I forget where it's from, but you have to eat 12 grapes within the first minute of the new year.
But what's that have to do with the table?
There's one, I forget where it's at. I forget which country it is, but you have to sit under a table in some countries and eat the 12 grapes. In others, you can just eat the 12 grapes within 1 minute, and you have good luck for the whole year.
What's that have to do with going under a table? Is it the Cold War? Like, what?
And if you hear airplanes, like,
But at least I got my grapes.
what was the Goodfellas with Henry? He's like, "I can hear the helicopters."
Oh my god. So nothing to do with tables.
No, I mean, just eat 12 grapes at the new year. Make your list of resolutions. I guess there's a thing in Brazil where you have to go to the beach on New Year's and you jump over 7 waves as a good way to start the new year. There's a really some interesting ones out there. Just look up New Year's traditions from around the world and be surprised.
That's neat. I never even knew that. And speaking of like our New Year's goals, like, well, what about our goals? What are the boys going to do in 2025? What are things we want to talk about?
Well, as Chris found out today, because my autism is that I focus on something I get excited about, and I just don't stop until someone goes, "Dude, stop." I hyper focused on Rick Seebeck because I think it'd be cool to go down his plethora of Pittsburgh movies and TV shows and break some of it down.
I was working today and I just kept getting messages of Rick Seebeck's face on my phone. And then we have an Apple Notes, and it gives you a notification when someone has written something down. And so I got like 3 pictures of Rick Seebeck, and it's like, "You got a new note." And I opened it, and it was like, "Rick Seebeck." I'm like, what the hell? I get it. Rick Seebeck.
Well, you know, if you would have just watched the Christmas thing I sent you from Rick Seebeck.
Oh my God. That's for next year now. We're past Christmas.
Yeah, it's true. It's not getting younger. Hey, why not?
Oh my God.
But that's something I think would be cool. And we have a bunch of different ideas. But what about you, Chris? What kind of stuff are you really wanting to get into?
So one that I actually wrote down that I did a long time ago, but I want to do it again and like take notes of it, is I haven't gone to the Mattress Factory in a very long time.
Oh, I've never been there.
Mm-hmm. Like from what I remember, like there's a room with mirrors in there, and you know you don't know how to get out. It's kind of like a fun house. But I remember this one exhibit where you experience total darkness and total silence. So you walk out pretty far into like this exhibit, I guess, and you just sit on a bench, and it's just quiet and dark, and it's like if you were dead. Like, you just
At what point does someone yell, "Who's in my mouth?"
I did. I was the one that shouted that.
That's really
But-
cool, though.
But I want to go back to the Mattress Factory and make it a point to check that out. I want to eat more Pittsburgh foods and try different areas. I've never been to Pamela's, and this is someone that used to work in the Strip District. I've just never gone to Pamela's.
Dude, you got to eat some Pittsburgh food so we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm. I want to do an episode on Idlewild, so I do
The
want
oldest
to
park in Pennsylvania.
It is, or that, or I really want to go to Knoebels as well.
What's Knoebels?
Knoebels is like in the middle of Pennsylvania, and it is one of the last few amusement parks that has free admission, and you just buy tickets to go on the rides.
Get the heck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
And of course, with us being Boys in the Burg, we're going to try and expand a little bit and do stuff beyond Pittsburgh. And what I mean by that is talking about the first Pokemon movie.
Oh my god, that is definitely. We're gonna do some breakdowns, some Pokemons. We're gonna do some Digimons.
Yep, we're going to break down some of that stuff, and that's when people are going to be like, what?
What is this podcast? I think it'd be cool too to talk about something that you and I have talked about for years and never really like dove into, and that's like the whole of Route 30. What's on Route 30? How far into Pennsylvania does it go? What's all fun to do on Route 30?
Well, what I'll have to do is I'll have to stop at the Lincoln Highway Museum, which is right before you go in the Ligonier.
There's a museum.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'll have to make it a point to do that on the way to Idlewild and just kind of see the history of Route 30 or Route 22. So speaking out for our East Side people.
That's right. East Side.
East Side is better.
East Pittsburgh is better.
No, West Pittsburgh is better.
West Pittsburgh.
So I guess now we're going to do Ali G in the house.
But no, we're going to have a little something for everybody, I think. If you love Pittsburgh, if you love food, if you love history, if you love movies, like ridiculous ones like Four Rooms, like we're going to cover a lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm super excited for the future. But any personal goals?
I want to run a half marathon.
What did you run this year? 5K?
10K, 6.5 miles.
Holy shit.
I did it with like 11-minute miles too. Like I got it done within like an hour, 15 minutes.
Were you like Barney Stinson in that episode of How I Met Your Mother where he never ran a marathon and he just does it one day and then his legs just collapse like a couple hours later?
No, I had been training since about June. So I trained for a good like 5-6 months to get ready for it.
That's awesome. Now, good for you. I wish I was interested in running, but I am not.
You know, it's just something I enjoy. Like some people are good at like fixing cars. Some people are good at like, you know, doing fun stuff. I just like to run because it's just something I'm good at.
Mm-hmm. No, awesome. I think my goal is to drink less alcohol on the weekdays.
It's a good plan. It's a really good plan.
And just save it for the weekends. You know what I mean? It's Nunzio's time on the weekends.
Yeah, exactly. I have found that like I'll drink like a glass of wine every now and then, but you know, it's hard to get out of that. But once you're out of it, it's hard to get back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's those are some pretty awesome goals that we have, and I'm excited to make this 2025. It's a year. We're halfway through the decade already.
That's so crazy. We're closer to 2050 than 1999.
I know, isn't that crazy? And then in like 95 more years, we'll have the next pandemic, and then everyone else will feel that way.
Oh, I will definitely not be around for that.
But anything else you want to say before we start winding it down?
No, I mean, when we post this stuff, let us know in the comments if you guys want to hear anything that's interesting that you want us to talk about, or any crazy movies that you've watched that you want us to break down, or anything fun. Just let us know. We're here to entertain you guys and for me and him to have a good time and talk together. So, you know, keep us in the know.
Yes, more Rick Seebeck.
So much. Dude, I have 29 links.
Listen, Rick Seebeck has a podcast that I supposedly have to listen to.
Yep.
Oh my god.
He has a
All
TV
right.
show now. Well, it's all from like 2011, 2022. Like it's not old, but it's older.
2011 to 2022.
Well, like that's like 2011 was the TV show, 2022 was the podcast.
Oh, okay. I'll have to listen to the podcast. You said it's called Gum Band, right?
Yep, it's called Gum Band. Well, I think we should tag Rick in whenever we break down his stuff.
Yes, we will definitely tag Rick. I will. We should tag him in this episode because you talk about him so much and sent me so many text messages.
It's a bit of a man crush. The guy is my him and if you didn't know, Brian Butko is a Pennsylvania historian, and he's pretty awesome too.
Brian Butko.
Yep, famous in Pittsburgh.
But all right, so that sounds like pretty awesome stuff. Yep. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram at Boys in the Berg. If you want to listen to us, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And until next time, we will talk again.
Yeah, we love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Yins. We'll talk to Yins soon.
Yeah, I was about to try. I was like, what's a good tagline to finish it off?
Oh, what if I say y'all, you say Yins?
What? Well, we combine the thing. Like Mickey Mouse says, "I'll see y'all real soon," and we can say, "We'll see Yins real soon."
I love it. Let's do it.
All right. At the same time, ready? 1, 2, 3.
We'll
We'll
see Yins
see Yins real soon.
Yeah. We did it.